your chance to know. Let me show you why. Let me show you why. Let me show you why. Let me show you why.
Grand Rising, my brother.
Grand Rising. Ladies and gentlemen.
Another glorious day.
Another glorious day. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get right to it here at 11 o'clock on the head, today is Friday, March 5th, 2020. Here on the Humblest Opinion. Myself, Tony Bahama, and a resident guest, Malik Adegamba. Here as we discuss the opening issues as they affect us, as they affect you and on me. First things first, house cleaning, our disclaimer. Quickly, because we have a topic we must get to on today. The Humble Opinion is brought to you by AB2C Broadcasting, B-Caribbean TV, and Professional Renaissance Protection Services. The disclaimer affirms that the views, opinions expressed are those solely of the ownership, management, and talent, and are brought to you via a free at-will clause or via a pay-per-view service platform. Your listening or viewing is agreement, which makes you complicit in this broadcast and removes all liability from us and our platform. AB2C Broadcasting, News and Radio, all rights reserved, 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, today we want to discuss a few issues, or just discuss an issue. We want to discuss an issue that's just pertinent. It just, it dawned on us, because we have a segment in this show called an all-expense trade trip to the Canary Islands, the Canary Islands. And maybe as a thought, it just came to me that some people might not know that some of the things they're doing or saying or whatever is insensitive or racially charged or just being obtuse or stupid, right? So, because that's what everybody says. Everybody feigns ignorance on these things. And then I thought about it. Where in American culture, where in global culture, is it taught that these instances or these things, like where would white people go to find out that, hey, I'm not supposed to do that. I'm not supposed to say this. I'm not supposed to think about this. So, me, myself, Tony Bahama, and Malik Adegamba, we came up with a course. And this, like we say, it's a consistent thing. We will revisit this. So today you're locked into Racial Sensitivity Training, Episode 1. Racial Sensitivity Training, Episode 1. Why are we doing this? Because you could just get your ass beat.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could.
And we care, you could get your ass beat, and if you do some of these things, honestly, you might deserve to get your ass beat.
Mm-hmm.
But we're trying to avoid that for you, just as a global history, the Great War, the great scalping of Caucasian people and Mongoloid people by black people where they rise up and kill everybody. No, hasn't happened. Has it happened? Has it happened, Brother Gamba? Hasn't happened yet?
Nope.
Hasn't happened yet. So, as you can see, black people are peaceful people. All across the diaspora and the world. So, but I think minority or majority people know that, and they try to, I don't know, push the line. Maybe they might be trying to overstep the boundaries. They might be habitual line steppers. Who knows? But today we're gonna address a few things. Come on in, Racial Sensitivity Training 101.
All right, let's get started. All right.
Okay.
Now we know that there's been a whole lot of atrocities done against melanated people for centuries. But over the course of the past few years, with the increase of killings of
Right.
our melanated brothers and sisters
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
For no justifiable reason. I mean, not morally. Okay, they've gone into courts and they've been able to get away with these things. Okay, but morally and on principle. Okay, for those who have common sense, these things were not justified, right? So here comes um people saying, "Hey, Black Lives Matter." This before a movement was even created. Just making a statement, right? So you as a Caucasoid or somebody of any different ethnicity is going to want to scream out, "All lives matter" or "Blue lives matter." They fall in the same category.
Yes.
That's dismissive, disrespectful, and it's just several steps behind the conversation. All right. We know that all lives matter, but y'all aren't showing us that the Black lives matter. So it's not about all. Our problem is we try to be too inclusive. And as the white people, they want to include themselves in our struggle. How dare you? You could just get your ass beat. All right. How dare you? How dare you?
if if you say it the wrong place, if you say it in the wrong location, you say it through the wrong person. You just imagine, and I've heard this adage before. I was looking at some older footage the other day, and Jim Brown had the governor or senator was on the Dick Cavett show back in the day. This is really old, and he's saying, "Little Black Power and Black Lives Matter," and he said, "Well, what
Yeah.
about all lives mattering?" Which this is not new. This is what Caucasoid people and white people and even other groups of people have been
Yes.
saying to deflect attention from Black people. Look, we're not saying your life doesn't matter if this life doesn't matter or our lives don't matter. We're not saying that. Nobody said that. We're saying, look,
No.
throughout the history, there's been oppression, there's been economic suppression, there's been voter suppression, there's been every kind of thing that has been
Yeah.
done to us. Could we just focus on the one that needs the most? You have 2 kids. You have 5 kids. You have 10 kids. Who knows? The one kid that might just need a little bit of help, that had some unfortunate situations that took place. Not saying you did anything, not blaming white people, but this is what happened. This is the circumstance you're dealing with. Instead of offering the other child that's perfectly fine, that's a superstar athlete that has $1 billion and went on to greater success, saying, "Well, Dad, Mom, why are you offering so much attention to that one child?" When that's the equivalent of saying all lives matter or blue lives matter. That's saying, well, all of your children matter, all of our kids matter. No, it's insensitive, it's dismissive.
And it's
Um,
downright disrespectful,
it's
you know?
disrespectful, and you just
All right.
might get your ass beat. You probably should
Just
get your
might.
ass beat. I've heard people say this, by the way, and I regret. I wish I could just take this out of my memory banks. I've heard people say Black Lives Matter is the same as the KKK.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack it. Let's unpack it, gentlemen, ladies. Um, Black Lives Matter, based on the history I'm seeing, somewhere was set up as a response to white supremacy, police brutality. They have some other issues that they pack in there now, but it was a response to the suppression of Black lives and equality and basically equity all across the world and in America. The KKK, which is nationally qualified as a hate group, a hate group, people. You get this. Other white people are saying, no, that's messed up. That's screwed up. This is wrong. Okay? They're saying that. They're saying that about the KKK. So to say that that was the KKK, based on its history, done a lot of research on it, is extensively based in maintaining white supremacy. And they say this. They say this. The KKK on their website, the KKK in their memorabilia pamphlets say that they are trying to maintain white supremacy and suppress everybody else. They're saying this. So saying they're the same is wrong. Another thing, the KKK has a track record and history of violence and murders. I'm not saying the Black Lives Matter movement is the same thing or is basically blameless, but I haven't seen where the Black Lives Matter movement has gotten out and said, you know what, we're gonna kill a white person today. We're gonna lynch or hang a white person today. The KKK says that, and they will go out and do it. Thoughts?
Well, to be clear, because I'm not a fan of the Black Lives Matter movement, not because of the statement Black Lives Matter. I'm not a fan of them because they're about the LGBTQ or more specifically the transgender movement. So it's not really about us. It's really about utilizing this terminology to push their agenda. But when we're speaking about the movement itself, let's just be real. The KKK is a terrorist organization. That's what it is.
Correct.
It's a terrorist organization. Okay? All right? One of those more original from back in the day. All right? The message for the movement for Black Lives Matter is just simply stop killing Black people for no reason. And those who do it should be punished. Right. How is that equated to people coming after an ethnic group specifically because of their color? Because they know that they themselves are inferior. So they're trying to take out those who they know are supreme, okay, to lynch, kidnap, rape, you're going to cut off the genitals and put it inside the mouths of people. How can you compare these atrocities that have taken place and equate that to that of the movement? That doesn't make any sense, man. You can't be serious.
Can't be serious. So just know that if you were out and you were to witness a Black Lives Matter rally and a KKK rally was right across the street, just happenstance, and you were to look at the both of them and look at the history and do some research and somehow equate in your mind that they're both the same, you probably should get your ass beat. Somebody should. Probably should. Somebody should whoop you. The Klan probably whoop you because they don't want to deal with any nigger them. And Black Lives Matter should probably whoop you because it's like, that's not what we stand for. That's not what it is. Oh, yeah. So on to the next one.
The N-word. The N-word, my brother.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. Please say it. Just because we like I said, it's just our show.
Yeah. Okay. So don't walk around saying the word nigger. Okay. Don't walk around saying the word nigger. Don't walk around
for our viewers. Spell it out for our
Nigger, because that's the disrespectful one that they have. But regardless, nigger, you don't have the right to use it. Okay. Correct. For a lot of people who don't understand, they didn't create that word. They heard us saying it over there because it meant king. It was just a greeting,
Yes.
Like what's up, king?
Negus.
Okay.
Negus.
Yeah. What's up, king? Right? And they took that and they were like, oh, y'all think that y'all are? Well, we're gonna show y'all. Okay. And so it became a derogatory, disrespectful word from them. So if I as a Pan-Africanist can say to my brother, "What's up, niggas?" You understand me? I can do that. You understand? I know the connotation that's in. If you're going to speak about nigga, right? My nigga. I don't care how many black friends you have, my brother. I don't care how many black friends you have. Okay? You ain't allowed to be utilizing this terminology. Okay? Because the thing is, it's not cool, right? It's not cool. It's not funny. Okay? And it doesn't matter what music you listen to. You can listen to Tupac every day of your life. It don't matter. You understand me? It don't matter. Don't feel like because you hang with black people, you listen to black music, that you have the right or the authority to utilize that. The history of that. The history of that. No, my brother. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No. No. Okay.
Yes.
You don't know. You no. No. Just know. Just know. Because you could get your ass beat.
Just bear in mind that if you were to try to utilize this at any and I have to make this point clear. Dear white people, dear majority people, your nigga saying privileges could be removed without notice.
Yeah.
At any point in time. You could be with your black friend and be around his other. That does not entitle you to a all-sweeping nigger pass. No, it doesn't. At any point in time, it's like a credit rating. It's like what one of these. It's like a contract or whatever it would be with a bank. At any point in time, these services could be removed, or these privileges could be removed. So don't think one, all black people are the same, because they're not. Two, that you have this pass to flash around and say, you know what, I can say this. No, you can't. You should get your ass beat. Because there's a lot more. There's a lot more things that go along with that. Okay. Okay. As we move on in this racial sensitivity training class, definitely, we have to hit on this point. Not everything is about race and racism. If you're a white person and you say this, I think we need to probably come up with I'd come up with another preliminary class to this. If you're sitting here listening to this and you see and you feel this, okay, in America, in the global diaspora, even in Europe, which were the progenitors of this society, in Greece and Rome, their main rival was Carthage. They came with a point to stop global black supremacy or black rulings or black individuality. Go back and look. Plato and his books, Socrates and their books, the Senate, the Roman Senate, their goal was to crush Carthage. Carthage is in North Africa. Hannibal and all these other individuals, his father, Hannibal, they were black people. They saw their ability to maintain. They could not come in and rule. This is a long year's war. This is history. This is properly documented. They wanted to dominate the world. Christopher Columbus, who everybody loves, whatever, came to the U.S. and came to the world to try to reinforce that narrative for Spain, to capture the lands for Spain. So, to summate that, it is the world you live in right now. The world we're living in right now was founded on the principle of race. And
because race was created. That's what people don't understand.
Exactly, because it doesn't exist. It did not exist. Expound, go ahead.
There's a creation. So obviously everything is about race. If you created race, that means even without the people who are taking part of it, understanding and knowing, it is about race.
Right. If I was to walk into, let's just say, a cult, And I was like, wow. If I walked into a cult or walked into a room where they were doing, I don't know, whatever worship or whatever else would be, and you walked in right behind me, and I had my eyes closed, just because I'm there and don't know that I'm there does not negate the fact that I'm there and I'm a part of it. So this is the world we live in. So stop saying this. It is about race. It is founded and was created on these principles. Okay?
The end of the day, because this is the thing. People who say not everything is about race they usually have nothing to say. Like they have no defense. Okay? When they see things that are undeniably about race. All right, when you got LeBron James, who gets the N-word spray painted on his house, when someone leaves a noose in the African American History Museum, when a professed white supremacist kills 9 people in a church and then tells everybody it was because they were black. When people say Michelle Obama looks like an ape, huh?
And they take him for lunch right after.
Exactly, but before they take him to jail, okay? They would never do that with a black man if that was reversed, okay? When people say Michelle Obama looks like an ape, where are these people? Where are these people? Where they don't realize that these things are taking place. Where the hell are they? Where are they?
Yeah.
All right. My thing is, if you don't care about racism, just say that. If you don't care about what's going on, be real and say, you know what, I don't really care because I'm benefiting from it. So I don't really care. Be real. Don't come and say it's not about it.
I would respect that more. But most people, look, I focus on my wallet. I'm trying to live the best life I'm trying to live economically. I don't really care about these other things. Okay, that's a stance you want to make. That's a stand, but you're vocal about that. But to say, look, it's not about that. Come on, people. Come on.
So, here's another thing that you hear some white people saying. Why isn't there a White History Month? Because every month is White History Month. Every month is White History Month. Okay, so that would be redundant. It would be redundant. Okay, because at the end of the day, you make it seem as if we are not the reason for your being here. Okay, we're not acknowledged in any kind of way at no other point. So, I mean, we already had the conversation that after Black History Month, they should give those things back. Okay, we can need them back so they can understand what it is that we have done. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, by not acknowledging us, you're basically saying every other month is White History Month. So it's redundant to say that.
Right. It's obvious. It's one of those things that goes without saying. You know, it goes without saying. So this is one that's understandable that I've heard a lot, and I've actually seen. The Confederate flag is about Southern pride. Okay. First and foremost, in one of our previous episodes, the actual flag was created by a black person. So that's oxymoronical if you were a racist, if you were a proponent or supporter of the Confederate flag. I can't take something that's created by black people and then say to myself, I'm going to use that now for the upliftment of white people. How about you just leave everything they've all done if you were really, truly racist or stand for the things that the Confederate flag stands? That's one. Secondly, the Confederate flag was not about Southern pride. It was not about Southern anything. Confederate flag was an emblem that was submitted to the North, the capital initially. That was what was the South or someone from the South rendition of what the flag should look like. And two things happened. One was the war that broke out, but first, before that happened, they had another state come into the Union. So the flag with the amount of stars, and each star represented states, could not or no longer stand. Could not stand. So it does not represent Southern pride. They were submitting it actually for the entire United States and the U.S. pride, or as a symbol, and it's invented by a black person. You're confused. You're uneducated. You're silly. You deserve to get your ass beat if you're still saying this. You know.
Again, just to piggyback on the war that you touched on, the Civil War was about slavery. I know it. Everybody knows it. Okay, So, I mean, no excuse that you could give about the South could take away from the fact that it was about slavery for them, the right to own slaves. Okay, the lifestyle that they'd already built largely on the system that was set up on slavery. Okay, the whole economics of the South was built on slavery, on slave labor. Okay,
which is still hurting them to this day. By the way, the poorest states are in the South, so I don't know what you're proud about.
Exactly. So the Confederacy was nothing more than a bunch of slave-holding losers, my brother. That's all they were. Okay, so they're not to be immortalized, revered, their legacies preserved, anything to do with pride and BS. BS.
You got your ass beat. You got your ass beat.
Yeah, man.
You got your ass beat. And you should get your ass beat again if you come up with this garbage again. Okay? Oh, okay.
You got another something that that you'll hear. You're the whitest black person that I've ever met. Not me, of course, because at the end of the day, I am the definition of melanin. Okay? But you would have people saying these things. And why would they say these things? Because of the fact that your mannerisms, your speech, your dress, okay, would be something that doesn't intimidate them. Right?
That goes hand in hand. That one goes hand in hand with the you're not black like the other.
Exactly.
Or what's the other one they say? Well, no, you're different.
Yes.
Yeah, you're black, but you're different. It's all the same thing.
Yeah, you're not like the rest of them.
Right.
So yes, it definitely goes hand in hand with all of these things. And this is something where people are taught that these things are actually compliments versus being a form of disrespect. Because you want to say to me that because I am closer to white than black within my mannerisms, that's a good thing. I don't feel that at all. I don't feel that at all. Okay, it's disrespectful to me. Because at the end of the day, we taught y'all how to bathe. We taught y'all how to speak, how to dress. What are you talking about?
Right.
What are you talking about?
Right. And just for some historical facts, just for some historical context, not to belabor the point, but just for some historical context, the caves in the mountains, as they crossed the Upper Peninsula at one point in time in Pangaea, the separation of what is now the Mediterranean and those areas, the body of water that's in between Africa and Europe, they crossed over those plains and crossed over those things. And the historical scientific evidence shows that the interaction of the Denisovans and Homo sapien and Homo erectus. Homo erectus, meaning the ones that stand upright, meaning us, of the black people. There is no Homo erectus that originates from Europe. There's none. There is none.
None.
It comes from Kenya. It comes from Africa. So, when we interacted with white people, we had to teach them some customs. The people that permeated the preeminence of this culture and practice were the Moors in Spain. Spain, most people think Spain and Portugal was initially white places. Nope. For 700 plus years, it was run by the Moors, Muslim or melanated people in their structure and society, and even probably even before so and longer than this.
Yes.
With that said, their customs, their practice of 3-course meals, their customs and practices of cutlery, not eating with their hands, thus the term raised by wolves.
Yes.
As derogatory terms, when their interaction with Romans who were actually raised, or the first people of Roman descent, Remus and Romulus, being actually raised by wolves. So they didn't bathe, they ate with their hands, they didn't know what a 3-course meal was, they didn't know what fire was. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the history is there. And to imply these things, that it's somehow better in this day and age with all this information around, it is an insult. It is an insult, and you deserve to get your ass beat.
You deserve to get your ass beat.
Next thing, I didn't benefit from slavery, or I wasn't there when the slavery was going on, or I didn't help this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not even going to dignify this with a response. Just stop saying that. Just stop saying that, please.
Common sense. Anybody who listens to the statement, common sense should explain the reason why that's BS. Because we just spoke about the fact that without us, there would be no you. So you're benefiting every day of your life because of us. So what do you mean you didn't benefit? Whatever took place, whatever's taking place now, came because of what happened in the past, because of the history. This is why you need to know your history. So obviously you're benefiting. Okay? The fact that you carry that title, because again, race was created. We didn't invent that.
Right. Yes. Moving on.
So another thing that is said, talking about racism makes you the real racist and is dividing us. Really?
Okay.
Seriously?
Wow.
That's how you feel. Wow. Again, we didn't invent race. We didn't make no Caucasoid buy our people and drag us from from where we were to another country to enslave us. We didn't write the Jim Crow laws. We didn't segregate ourselves. We didn't make the KKK. We didn't ask a black person if they had a hand in making the KKK, if they had a vote in that. You really think so? That's how you feel?
Right.
Okay? Right. When black people come and move into the neighborhoods where the whites are, does anybody force them? Do they go and put a pitchfork on their lawn, a cross on their lawn, and light it on fire and say, get out? Okay? They get up and they choose to do these things themselves. Okay? Oppression can never be the fault of the oppressed, even though they try to make it seem as if it is. That's how they try to make it seem. Okay? Like we are at fault for the atrocities that have been done to us. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. All right? So, of course, we need to speak about these things. Why? Because it's still going on. It has not stopped. The only thing they did was rewrap things. Come on, man. Come on.
The funny thing here is, I think I overheard, I guess, the first time. I think I was looking at my television or something back when I first heard somebody on one of these networks, one that shall remain nameless. And I actually probably was looking at the television when I heard them said, look, you talking about racism makes you the real racist. Okay. Why aren't you saying that about Bitcoin? Why aren't you saying that about whatever problem that's facing? So okay, you go to a doctor. The doctor says, hey, you have cancer. So you tell the doctor, no. Doctor, don't you talking about cancer is what is actually giving me cancer.
Me the cancer?
What? You go to the bank. You say, the bank says, sir, your account is overdrawn. You say, look, you talking about the lack of funds in my account It's what's actually making my account lack funds. What? No. 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 The definition of any word in English that's IST implies someone that's learned or attempting to study their craft. Thus the term violinist. Okay? Thus the term scientist. So
Yes.
why is this term just the genealogy of the word racist cannot, one, be applied to black people or minority people,
Exactly.
and then two, that's not what it means.
No.
You deserve your ass beat, people, if this is what you feel. Okay, so to avoid that ass whooping, just stop it. Just stop that. Stop this. Yeah, moving on.
Yeah. So another thing that you would hear people ask white people. So do black people? I'm sorry. So do black people what? Are you saying that we are a totally different set of beings? We're aliens. So
We're different creatures.
right, see, because it would make sense for you to ask if aliens do something, because we don't know anything about them. We don't know them. Okay? So it would make sense for you to ask these questions. But for you to ask something, and I don't care if we eat snails. I don't care. Okay? Why is it that you feel that it is not disrespectful to be asking me as if we're not human beings?
Right.
It's disrespectful, my brother.
So on that same note, if most people created these constructs of black, of white, of these different things in the sense of a racial thing, and it's also been so polarizing that most white people think that they're so different, and you can tell in the response of black people when white people come into their space, as opposed to when black people come into their space. When a white person walks into the hood or the trap or the club, oh hey man, what's up, bro? It's usually that response.
Yeah.
Even if you look back in colonization, when they came to the Aztecs and the Incas and Brazil and any other way they wanted to try to lie and say they said somewhere else, when they landed foot in North America, the Indians who were black, let's make no mistake, they look, okay, cool, we know who you are, we accepted them. Go back and look. It's a journal, it's a diary on this. That's not our diary, this is your diary. Captain Cook and those individuals, they wrote these day by day by day, that hey, this is how the black Indians or the copper-colored people, was their exact words, treated us and responded to us. They were receptive to us. So they accepted the white folks. You look different, you smell different, you had other different customs that we didn't believe, but we still accepted you. To this day, there's a big overflow of, what is cultural appropriation.
Mm-hmm.
And we've let them in the rap. Everything that we've let them in, it's been taken. But
yeah,
we've been accepting. We've been understanding. Oh, but they just want to dance, or they just want to party. They just want to have some good music. They just want to have some good meals, some good food, whatever else it is. Now, you walk into a bar, an all-white bar. It's a joke, but the music's playing, and you hear that zzz. They take the needle off, off of the record. It's like everybody stops and pauses and look. So it's clear just by this action and this example who thinks what about who, and who's different.
Exactly.
So
but
we're not thinking you're different, but you're thinking we're different, and that's insult.
But here's the thing. That is one of the more extreme measures. But what people don't understand is that racism rarely ever shows up in even that most extreme form. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the reason why a lot of them don't understand how racist they actually are, because a lot of people won't get that, because how many of us are going to be walking into an all white institution or going to visit an all white city or town? You understand what I'm saying? So you may not encounter it to that particular level, but the fact of the matter is we see it all the time. Just as what you were saying about the female looking at you, making sure the car secure because she sees this black man, or how they would clutch their purse when you step on a subway or in an elevator. You understand what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Making statements like the ones that we spoke about before, as if to be white is better. So you acting white means that they feel better about you because you're more white than the other blacks.
Right.
Those are racist statements. They're racist remarks. They're racist actions. And because of the fact that it's not slap you in your face all the time, there are people who will clearly say racism doesn't exist, okay, or that they haven't experienced it. A lot of times they don't know when they did. You know the terminology, too stupid to know when you're insulted. That's what is be happening with a lot of our
people. And let's just say, and as we wrap this episode or this first class, and we're doing this
first installment,
your first installment, and we're doing this because we care. We don't we don't want you to get your ass beat. We try not to, and some people really might not know or agree. They're still questioning. Well, why can't I say the N-word? Even though we just gave you an explanation. We just told you what not to do. And it's going to evolve. It's a lot more things that people are getting inventive with racism. And honestly, it's quite funny. Some of the stuff is like, really? Like, did that just happen? And a lot of black people or people in general don't respond to everything that's racist. Because, James Baldwin says to be in America and to understand and see these constant things happening is to constantly be in a state of anger and rage, because it's like, well, I can't live over here. It's a red line. I can't go to this supermarket. I can't do this. And yes, you cannot do those things. Aren't accepted today as much as they were back in his day, but you still probably couldn't shop at the store and buy what you really want, because the people in the store, because of years of racism, probably could buy a little more and get a little bit more because they have that economic advantage. So if you do not understand any of this, just don't do that shit. Just stop saying these things. Stop doing these things, okay?
I would feel that they are actually also a part of the problem. Because if you can't understand, you're part of the problem.
You're still questioning this, or we're telling you this is what it is. We're doing this because we want, we would want some racial equity and racial harmonization. Not to the most
trying to save your ass. We try to save your ass. It's as simple as that. Trying to save your ass, bro. Trying to save you.
Because as you're knocked out, as you get that uppercut and you fall to the ground, you probably don't understand and know, in your right mind, why would they beat my ass like that? Just stay away from these things. Just stay away from these things.
Yes, just stay away.
As we wrap up our show, it's a lot of coons out here, and we have a lot of trips that we can give out to the Canary Islands. If you find yourself, and we don't have another article on this one, not today, in this classroom setting. If you find yourself saying any of these things as a white person or even a black person, you need to report at 1:00 for your flight to Canary Islands. You are the coon. Stop it.
Yes. Stop it.
Any final thoughts? Any final thoughts on this?
I think stop it is the final thought. Just stop this shit.
Stop it. Stop. Just stop it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Again, This has been the Humblest Opinion. And this is just our humblest opinion on some of the stuff it is. We're doing this because we care. I'm Tony Bahama. I'm here with Brother Malik Adegamba. Thank you for tuning in. Dissect this. Break this down. Or just continue getting your ass beat. I don't know. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.
Now let's do.
Good afternoon, lads. Or
Let it be go, let it be go. See, there we go. I know destination, you never been there before. Oh, no reservation, come on, let's go and explore. If you never know before, well, it's your chance to know. Let me show you how.